I'm gonna start this video off by, I don't care what you think about my Ponderosa rounds and my sketchy Harbor Freight jack stands underneath this Power Stroke pickup. So what we're doing tonight is, well, today I pulled the front axle and I didn't film it, and then I'm like, whatever, you know what, I don't care. I didn't want to show you this at all, but you know what, my give it F is broken. So I have no other way getting this axle fully dressed under this truck without a 2-post lift, and this is what I have. I will be very careful of not getting under the truck while it's on these Ponderosa rounds, but I don't feel threatened by it falling at all. But there's going to be the haters, so go ahead and hate, and I don't get it. So what has happened over time is the original front axle that we just wheeled out, both leaf springs are collapsed completely. They've got huge negative arch, and to compensate from that, somebody put some spacers underneath of it. It was absolutely god-awful. The axle had 360, I think there's 365 or 355 miles of hard miles. This truck, believe it or not, was a mud truck way back in the day. It was sitting on 44-inch boggers, and then they lowered it back down to stock to have a decent pickup again. So that axle had been rode hard, put away wet many times. So this axle right here is the same axle, but half the miles. This only has 200,000 miles on it, and it has brand new, well, newer leaf springs for a lift kit. You see the nice arch on them. So we're going to go up 6 inches, I believe, on 35s. Right here, these are what I'm going to be running. This truck's going to look absolutely cool, and I'm having a midlife crisis, so it's time to have a lifted truck again. So with that being said, guys, I am going to try to film this. I don't know what we're going to do or how we're going to do it, but the goal is to get it underneath there into the frame, and the bolts in, and then the tires back on, and we'll be safe again. So before I do this, I'm going to give the truck a little wiggle. That's probably a bad idea, but oh, dude, she's solid. She's solid. The only thing you got to worry about is if those Ponderosa rounds cracked, but they just got cut this season. They're not 100% dry yet, so they're still pretty wet. How I'm going to get this under, guys, I'm looking at the leaf perches. I wish I could just roll it right underneath, but I don't think I'm high enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop the tires off. We're going to set it down on some rollers. We're going to put a roller skate under that side, one of those carts, and then we broke the one for this side, or that side. So we're going to use a jack, and we're just going to push it under nice and slow by staying outside of the pickup. It is in park. Emergency brake does work really good on this truck with Ponderosa half or quarter rounds wedged, and I took a hammer and beat those into place. So we are chalked. It's about as safe as I can try to be. Well, I guess that one moved earlier. I might have kicked that one, but that back one's what counts. It's downhill right now. All right, guys, go ahead and leave those stupid comments down below, and hit that subscribe. Don't get underneath the truck. Oh yeah, where was the leaf spring purchase?
You need to go forward.
No, I'm right there.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, you are.
I need to come back over then.
You want to go under the truck, get on the side of the truck, and pull it backwards. You see your perch? You see the hole?
Yeah.
I need to go forward. Oh. Oh. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go up on my side just for a minute. We got bolt jacks underneath there.
I need you to lift up so I can get this in.
Just a little bit?
Just a little bit.
Just tap it. It moves. Okay. It'll get there. I have an idea. We just gotta get the two main ones in.
Go on.
All right, so now if the truck falls, the axle's gonna catch it, theoretically speaking.
Very well.
I don't know what to do about the back shackles. All right, guys, so in the hours of daylight today, I have killed the lion, I have built the wall, possibly built the bridge. No, I literally got the axle out when I got home from work. I went to a half day of work today, got home at lunchtime, pulled the front axle out, went to Papa's, got the axle out from under the gray truck, came home, and it's 9 o'clock at night. It's not done, but it's set with all 4 bolts in. So now we got to do shocks and brake lines and vacuum lines and steering and shocks, and then bleed the brakes, and then we can flop 180 and do the rear axle. I'm hoping to have this thing done by 4th of July is my goal, so I can roll coal and sport the American flag out the back, because that's what we do on 4th of July. How dare you! All right, guys, I'm gonna catch some Z's, have a beer. Didn't die. Out of all the dumb ways to die, I didn't do it. But yeah, jack stands made a little marky, but Pondo did not fail me. All right, guys, catch you in the next segment of this. Did not film the back part of this. It was kind of over a multiple day deal this summer, and kind of just wanted to finish up my truck and not film any of it and just kind of have some me time on this project. It is 100% done now, guys. I do have a few videos I did film finishing up my 0373, but new axles have been performing amazing. The Sterling 1025 that was under here, the leaf springs were collapsed, pinion bearing was starting to go. This is the matching axle to the front one, the same gray truck, the 6.0 that was rolled over, low mileage. This one has some goodies on it. I'm kind of go over the whole truck here and finish up this video on what we did this summer. So this was all before 4th of July, and now we're in September, so we're just catching up here. So the truck got all 4 Bilstein shocks used, not new, but they ride really nice. It's got a aftermarket set of limited slip clutches and gears. Now this is very fun to drive when it's wet out, because both tires go to town and it gets sideways real easy. I got to be careful this winter, but so hot rod limited slip, 373 gears front and rear. These axles have about 208,000 miles on them now. New BDS leaf springs. They were actually new before the truck rolled over, the truck that I bought. Went ahead and put the Firestone airbags on it. I'm not 100% done. There's only 1 bolt on each side, as you can see. I'm not digging the angle I've got for the factory holes, and I'm not sure if I wanted actually different set of bags with onboard air yet. So they do work, they're functional this way, but I'm just not in love with those airbags yet. I took the toolbox off. Might show that video why. I had to load quads on the back of the bed. The truck is dirty. I just got back from a road trip with it to the coast and back. The front axle drives so much nicer. There's not as much play in the tie rods, and it's all tight in the front end. Went ahead off video and replaced the header behind the bumper. Actually, I will show that. There is a video on that. The header was cut really bad, and these for the 06, 05, 06, 07 headlights wasn't done properly, and they just mangled the header. So I actually put an 05 header behind there that's in really good shape. The only part is this grill doesn't mate to it very well, so I've got to have brainstorm on that idea. 6.0 transmission cooler also got added, guys. That's a video I did film. That'll be up soon. You see in the video that we just came out of from July that I had different wheels and tires on here. That's the plan. These are actually my wife's backup to actually did her new wheels and tires that were going on the excursion. I'm using them right now because they're quieter on the road, and we just went and did a huge road trip pulling that. Trans temps, by the way, went from 205 towing that down to 172 to 175 degrees. So do recommend the 6.0 trans cooler for the 7.3s. Inside, yes, I need to replace this. I had to break into my own truck. Inside, the truck got a full Lariat conversion. It's got the Lariat door panels now instead of the XLT panels. It got a full detail. Now it's all dirty again. New plastics are going on the bottom, so it'll have all new plastics on the bottom here. I'm going to paint that up. But the Lariat seats were a very nice touch for her. Do enjoy that. And I also did the 05. I don't want to show you the mess. I've got kids' mess back there, but I've got the 05, a newer seat in the rear that folds multi-direction. That's with headrests. Another thing I wanted is headrests for my kids, so if I got rear-ended, their heads don't hit the glass window. So that's a big deal, is to have those headrests on the 05 and newer seats. So yeah, I'm enjoying the truck a lot more than I used to, because this thing used to go down the road and just be a bowl of jelly because the springs were shot. The next form of business, was gonna fix my exhaust and actually put a quieter exhaust system on it, but now that it's lifted up higher off the ground, it's not as loud in the cab and not as droning. So I've lifted up quite a bit. The workability off the flatbed now sucks, but it just looks cool. I mean, it's just a nice looking ride. I do have the side box for the other side. I got to rebuild the mounts, but that's it. It's all finished. The only thing I might add I was just thinking, is a drop pitman arm. It does do fine right now, but I think that it'll do better if I did a drop pitman arm for her. But I'm gonna probably start hunting down paint ideas for painting the cab now. Maybe a new bed, a flatbed in the future, or repaint this one and kind of restore it all the way back to perfect. And it'll be my daily / work truck to go get auction trucks. One of the nicest trucks I've ever owned right here. I really like this girl, and you can see there's oil dripped underneath of it, but that is not from this truck. It's actually from my wife's truck. The Excursion's gonna need some work. So with that being said, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for tuning in, and I'm sorry about my grumpy attitude when I was doing the axle swap at the beginning of the video, but I was a little bit stressed. Having it on Pandoro surrounds, I didn't feel like it was unsturdy at all during the whole swap. It actually went pretty well, and 2-post lift is right around the corner. We're looking at them. I just gotta find the right one. So with that being said, see you next time.